Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and we are back with more reactions for Marvel's What If. This time on to episode number 5. Last time we we had a pretty depressing one. We had a pretty bleak one with Doctor Strange, our first one with Doctor Strange, and yeah, started off pretty kind of messy as well. Started off putting Strange into a death loop with Christine, where Christine would die no matter what happened, no matter what he did, no matter what he changed. Christine would always end up dying somehow, and then that was revealed that, Christine's death in time, at least in that universe, was an absolute point, a fixed point in time that must always happen in order for him to do what he needs to do and actually become Doctor Strange as he's meant to do. But then, yeah, thanks to the ancient one, we saw two different versions of Strange. One that actually went ahead and accepted her loss and accepted his grief and, just carried on being being the Doctor Strange he was meant to be, and then another one who couldn't get over his grief and instead went out of his way to look up methods of magic that would allow him to reverse the absolute point, and in doing so destroy the very fabric of reality and do all sorts of multiversal crap that wasn't meant to happen. Then that one became the Strange Supreme, the best and most kind of damaged and evil version of himself, and then he absorbed powers and attributes of all sorts of multi-dimensional kind of creatures and everything, and then he even ended up actually kind of absorbing the soul and power of the good Doctor Strange as well, and he reversed Christine's death, and then reality started melting away, and everyone started dying, and yeah, it just wasn't a happy episode. It wasn't a happy episode. It didn't have a happy ending in any way. The universe he was in then just reduced it to a bubble that only he could fit in, and then Christine faded away anyway, and he lost even more than he did the first time round. So yeah, very bleak ending. A very bleak ending to a very bleak episode. So yeah, I think that is easily one of the more kind of emotionally kind of heart wrenching episodes that they've had in the season so far. So that was that, and then I think people had theorized that we may even see that version of Strange like showing up in live action, perhaps maybe even showing up in Multiverse of Madness or something. So I guess that's something to keep an eye out for and to actually look forward to. So yeah, Strange Supreme. So yeah, he was him. I mean, he became really powerful, but then his kind of lust for power and his desire to bring Christine back, even by bending the rules more so than his original counterpart, did cost him even more. So there was that. But yeah, we had that, and we had the first kind of character interaction with the Watcher too. We've not ever had like any other characters in previous episodes, understandably. So actually kind of acknowledging the Watcher or knowing he's there or knowing that something is happening. But this one actually, at times, like in the lead up to the big reveal, he actually did kind of sense like a higher presence around him and stuff, and he did kind of register that at times. But then in the end, he actually did kind of spot the Watcher off on the horizon and beg the Watcher to help him and to help him undo this whole thing. So the first kind of interaction and acknowledgement of the Watcher and everything, and the Watcher being like, you know what, no, you caused this mess, and now you have to live in it, and I'm sworn never to interfere, only to observe and everything. So, and the Watcher himself did say that the cost of saving this universe wasn't worth the risk of losing the others, and there were other universes in much dire kind of need of help and saving and stuff like that. So this one just wasn't worth it. This one wasn't worth it. So yeah, a very kind of depressing episode with Strange. A very bleak episode with the Doctor Strange. So that's that one. And I think this one is Marvel Zombies. I think I actually caught like a sneak peek of the thumbnail on Disney Plus as I was actually loading up the episode kind of list on it. I think I did actually catch like a glimpse of a zombie like very quickly before I actually clicked onto the episode. So yeah, I think this one might be Marvel Zombies. So yeah, I think Marvel Zombies. It was shown in the trailer and it looks pretty cool. And I think Marvel Zombies too. I think it's actually like one of the more popular kind of major comic book series in the Marvel kind of comics universe too. So not too sure on what the backstory is, because I think zombies in Marvel isn't really something I would ever expect to happen. Like if they would actually like tackle that kind of a setting or a story or like an atmosphere or anything, like if it's going to be like an actual, maybe if they're going to show like the actual downfall, like the actual fall of the world as zombies rise up, or maybe it's going to be like post-apocalyptic maybe. I think that would be cool. Post-apocalypse with the Avengers would be pretty cool. But we have that, and I think, I don't know how it really happens. If I guess like a virus is unleashed, or something kind of happens, maybe something from space comes down and infects them, or maybe something Earth-based infects them and they all turn into zombies. But then you think the Avengers, at least the majority of them, would be capable of surviving an actual zombie kind of virus and stuff with all their powers and abilities and resources and everything. So you think the Avengers would be the one to survive and save the world from zombies. So yeah, I don't know, but I think in this one, I think the trailer I remember showed us a zombie Captain America facing off against a human Winter Soldier and everything. So if Cap falls to zombies, then I don't know, like who else we're gonna lose or what the stakes are gonna be. So I think the two kind of wackiest or like the two most kind of out there kind of comic storylines I know of are Marvel Zombies and also Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Deadpool literally going around and killing, I think almost everyone, basically everyone. I don't know. I mean, it's called He Kills the Marvel Universe, but then I don't know if that's just the title or if it's actually like an accurate kind of summarization of exactly who he kills. But there's that one. So then now there's Marvel Zombies. So I think this will be our first ever kind of actual kind of screen adaptation, like not necessarily live action, but still our kind of like even animated, like our first screen adaptation of the Marvel Zombies kind of storyline. So with this being a what if, like condensed down into like 20 or 40 minutes, I'm curious as to like how much they're going to show or like how accurate it might be, or I mean, until I read the comics, I can't really speak for how accurate it might be, but still, I'm curious as to how they actually pull this off and spins off. Because I think this would also be like their first original thing too. Like, I think Doctor Strange, even that one kind of took some sense of inspiration from the movie in itself, but then twisted things for its own kind of for its own version. But this one is going to be its first kind of like a original kind of what if story. So I'm very curious to see how this actually unfolds. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got from the last one. So on to Marvel's What If, Season 1, Episode 5, onto the reaction. And as you guys will know, this one will just be the fair use version for the reaction, just the highlights and the best bits of the episode. But if you guys want to catch the full-length version, then that one will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. But yeah, on to Marvel's What If, Episode number 5. Let's go.
Fell from the stars to warn humanity of imminent
danger. This was Infinity War, wasn't it?
The world he found was not one he recognized.
No? Strange and Wong just aren't around.
Hello?
Oh, so Thanos is still a threat, and now he has to face the Earthly zombie apocalypse too.
Come on.
You are about to die at the hands of the children.
Oh. Whoa. Tony. Oh no.
Oh boy, are you guys.
Oh no, there's zombies. That's zombie Tony, right? It looks like zombie Tony.
That's...
Yeah, they're being eaten. They're being eaten.
Seems like...
Yeah, that's zombie Iron Man. Zombie freaking Iron Man. And I don't know, that's Strange. That's Wong. That one's Wong. Oh. Okay. Oh, and now great. Zombie Black Order. Great. Oh, the cape of levitation. Oh, it's still on their side. Still on their side. Okay. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, beheaded. Nice. First zombie kill. First kill. Zombies that can still use their powers. That seems like overkill. That seems a bit like overkill. Wasp. Hope is still human. Wasp is still human. Okay.
Who are you?
All that's left.
Oh, jeez. Spider-Man!
Relax. I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay, not Tom Holland, but still Spider-Man. Still Spider-Man.
Like Janet Van Dyne contracted a quantum virus that corrupted her brain. So when she finally reunited with her husband after 30 long
She
years,
infected him.
Oof, that happened.
Oh boy. Oh, they got Scott. Oh no, they got Scott. It
was the Avengers' heroism that sealed
Oh
humanity.
jeez, tell me Natasha survived this. You killed her once and twice, but not again. Oh, fuck.
Because
Wow,
Earth's
really?
mightiest heroes infected.
What are the rules? Is this like Zombieland? Is this Zombieland? Zombie apocalypse? They have rules. Rule 1 is cardio. What's rule 2? Double tap. Yeah. I'm not single, I'm saving myself a thought.
Step 1, long sleeves.
Do I really have to be wearing this?
Happy, come on, the safety of the world depends on it. And
Long sleeves.
Here I
Yeah.
come, bad zombie.
Ah, okay.
The sneak attack.
The sneak attack, Bucky Barnes, silent but deadly.
Your robot arm is waterproof.
Ah, Agent 13. Oh, she's alive. Sharon's alive. Sharon's alive.
Step 3, always aim for the head. It's the only way to kill him.
Will you turn that off?
Oh, cool, yay.
Orientation video.
General Okoye of the Dora Milaje.
Splitting up, do you guys just not have horror movies in Wakanda?
We don't need them. We have American reality shows.
DinahMight. That was solid burn on all of
The
us.
rest of us will stay here and guard the perimeter.
Oh,
No juice.
jeez.
We're getting no
Great.
juice.
Oh boy. Is Falcon? That was Falcon. Is Falcon a zombie too? Tell me, Sam's okay. Oh. Oh yeah, she has a repulsor blast glove thing. Mm.
Were you saying blam?
Was I?
Oh. Ow. Happy? Who's got happy? Oh, is it Falcon? Blam, blam, blam. Is it Falcon? Blam. Blam. Oh no, Sharon. Oh, Hawkeye.
It's Hawkeye.
Oh god. Falcon and Hawkeye. Oh, and now Happy. Oh yes, Okoye. Come on, okay, I know for a fact Okoye is going to survive this. She's too good not to live. But please tell me Sharon is the same, please. Oh. Oh, Winter Soldier versus Falcon. Oh no. These zombies are really smart. These zombies are way too smart for my liking. Oh. A headshot. Ooh, sliced him right in half.
I should be sad, but I'm not.
Let's go.
Okay, well, okay. Oh, she's got the glove now. Ooh. Okay, oh, the cape is back. The cape is back. Oh no. That's some. Oh no.
You are a remarkable woman.
She really is. She really is.
The front of the train's all hooked up.
This is stressful. This is stressful. This is all very stressful. Oh, the cape. Okay, the cape. The cape saves him. Great. 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 Yeah. Spider-Man wearing the cape. Yeah.
Really? You think I could pull it off?
Maybe I'll grow into it.
Oh no. Who's on the train? Who's on the train? Oh. Sharon? Oh, we lose Sharon too. Who's that? Is that Cap? That's Captain America. Oh my god. Oh boy. These zombies are too smart. They're too smart. Oh yeah, metal arm. You can't get bitten. Metal arm. Yeah, metal arm. Ooh. Oh, flying into her mouth. Oh, nice. Oh, should have gone for the head. Just slice the head right in. Oh.
Sorry, pal. Guess this is the end of the line.
Really? Did you have to go there? Did you have to go there? Really, Marvel? Did you have to?
Guys, I'm covered in Sharon.
No, she did the Ant-Man thing, going inside and expanding again.
I think you're in trouble.
Oh, she's been cut. Oh, the virus is gonna get in. Oh no.
How do you do it?
See all these movies? AV Club.
No, how do you stay so upbeat after everything?
Practice, I guess.
Hmm.
My mom, Dad, Uncle Ben, Mr. Stark.
Aunt May?
Now Happy.
Aunt May? What about Aunt May? Did she die too? I mean, she must have died. Otherwise she'd be with him.
But my Aunt May says,
Aunt May?
say that if we don't keep smiling when they can't, then we might as well just be gone too. And well, they'd want us to keep going.
It's not your fault.
I was so obsessed with bringing my mom back that I never considered what I might bring back with her. I started this, but you are gonna finish it.
Oh, oh, giant wasp. Giant wasp. Giant wasp. Oh, yeah, just walking over them. Just walking over them. Oh, that's so good. That's so badass. That's so cool. Oh, jeez, I'm just gonna climb up her and... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Peter! Smile. Smile for me, okay?
Oh my god.
Baba Yaga nears.
No.
I can feel her.
Baba who now?
Baba Yaga.
Baba
The
Yaga.
witch, known to lurk in shadows
Get John
of
Wick.
sacred burial
He's the one you
grounds.
sent to kill the fucking Baba Yaga.
I totally just.
Come on.
Vision!
Oh, Vision. Here,
Vision.
You have no idea how good it is to see a familiar and not one of those gross half-eaten faces.
One of the benefits of being an android.
Yeah, he can't be
I'm
eaten.
not on the menu.
Yeah, you have to be
Oh, that's-
non-human. Yeah.
That's how you've been able to keep the zombies at bay.
Hey! Scott!
Lang?
Scott Lang is just a head in a jar.
I know what you're thinking. I've lost weight.
He's a head in a jar.
But don't worry, I'm not gonna let it go to my head. Sorry, I tend to process traumatic events with dad jokes. It drives Hank crazy. Well, drove Hank crazy. Oh man.
Oh, Hank. So Scott lived, and Hope never got to meet him. Hope never got to see him
To
again.
get chewed out by that old grump one last time. I did it again. Zombie time.
Satellite network to broadcast the Mind Stone frequency worldwide.
Again, theoretically.
He's a head
Why to
in a
do
jar.
so is currently beyond human capability.
Oh boy.
According to these security logs, we're not the first to respond to Vision's signal.
More survivors. Well, then where are they?
Where are they? Oh yeah, Bucky with the shield. Bucky with the shield. Scarlet Witch! Oh, Scarlet Witch.
T'Challa?
T'Challa! Oh, he lost a leg.
Who did this to you?
He lost a leg.
have much time.
The Scarlet Witch! The Scarlet
Sorry,
Witch!
Dr. Banner.
He was just picking up takeout.
He's been keeping him alive to feed his zombie
Oh,
bride.
so
I
he
got
feeds
I was
humans.
picking up vibes.
Her
Yeah.
name is Wanda.
Wonder.
Our powers are too strong. They've resisted the treatment. The only course of action is to contain her and her hunger.
Why not eliminate her?
Because he loves her.
I
He loves her. Oh, Kurt's gonna die. Kurt is so dead. Oh, Kurt is so dead. Oh, good God. Oh, Baba Yaga. Oh, God. Oh, Zombie Wanda. Okay, yeah, you know what? This is the one OP that makes sense. This is the one OP that makes sense? Oh. Huh. Ah, yeah. Scott with the cape. Scott with the cape.
Vision, we
Oh,
need
yeah.
your help. Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh, yeah.
Okoye!
Okoye.
Wakanda forever.
Oh no, Okoye. Oh jeez. Oh, bury it. Just bury it. Just bury Camp Lehigh. Just bury Camp Lehigh as a whole.
But I cannot bring myself to leave her.
Oh god, Vision. Oh. Oh, what's he gonna do? Oh, is he breaking his own? He Thanos'd himself. Oh, jeez. Run. Oh no, are we losing Bucky too? No, Vision can't be resurrected like this. Oh jeez, they're just being... Ooh. Oh. Oh. Jeez, okay, well... He's definitely not going to survive that fall. He's not going to survive that fall. Oh, Hulk. Hulk. Oh, we're gonna get Zombie Hulk now. Are we gonna get Zombie Hulk? Or maybe the Hulk's teeth. Yeah, oh, the Hulk's teeth didn't the Hulk's skin didn't penetrate. Hulk's skin didn't penetrate.
I don't think I can lose another friend today.
So, avenge us.
The world still needs Avengers. Oh, there we go. Hulk is in. Hulk is in. Impenetrable skin. Impenetrable skin. Hulk versus Scarlet Witch. Hulk versus zombie Scarlet Witch. Oh god. Oh. Zombie Hope. Oh. 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 Oh no. Oh, there we go. Poor Scott never got to see Human Hope again. You never got to see her. Whoa. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. You know, she gave her life so we could get the cure.
I don't know why I thought this episode would be easier to, or easier or more fun to process. It's really not. It's really not.
I turned them down, and now they're all gone, and I'm still here.
In my culture, death is not the end. They are still with us, as long as we do not forget them.
You still have me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I forgot. You are an Avenger.
Yeah.
Big time. Well, maybe not officially, but at heart.
Good. The world can use a little heart
Yeah.
right now.
And once we get
The
this,
heart in his
Wakanda,
brain. Was Wakanda at least
Even
able
if
to
it might
withstand?
hurt in the end.
Was Wakanda able to? Oh shit! Oh, zombie Thanos! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Zombie. Zombie Thanos with the Infinity Stones. What's he gonna do? Snap and the entire population, or at least like half the population of the universe, is zombies now. That is just something else. That is something else. So yeah, Marvel Zombies. Not the fun post-apocalyptic zombie slaying story I was actually hoping for. I mean, yeah, I think that's my own fault really, because I was stupid enough to actually hope for a fun zombie slaying kind of story. I was stupid enough to hope for something like that, but then I forgot. Oh yeah, people do still. I mean, years of watching The Walking Dead, you think would have prepared me for the fact that would have reminded me of the fact that oh yeah, you can definitely still lose people in a zombie freaking apocalypse. But then, you know, again, but then these are meant to be superheroes. You're not meant to actually, you know, see them actually getting overpowered by zombies or being eaten by them or anything. So, you know, yeah, just I think them being superheroes, I literally took that to mean, oh, maybe they actually have a stronger chance of surviving, and then maybe that means we don't lose as many people. So then maybe that's the thing, or maybe like, you know, like because of their abilities, because they are the Avengers, because they're superheroes of all different skill sets and everything. Maybe that then means that they are literally like the last surviving hope, so every other normal kind of civilian human obviously easily falls prey, and then the superheroes are the last ones left. So yeah, oh god, oh good god, yeah, no, so yes, I mean, the backstory being, actually carrying on from Ant-Man and the Wasp, so yeah, because I was confused for a second with the timeline stuff, but then I remembered that, oh yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp does take place at pretty much the exact same time as Infinity War, hence the post-credit scene for that being Hope, Janet, Hank actually dusting away and everything. So Hank Pym then goes into the quantum realm to rescue Janet, but then, you know, a little bit of a plot twist there. Janet somehow contracted some kind of quantum virus that turned her into a zombie. So apparently the quantum realm has, you know, those kinds of viruses and contagions and whatever that turn you into a zombie. So then she turned into a zombie, and then she took Hank, and then they both returned, and think, and then yeah, and then they tried to take Scott. They tried to take Scott, which I'll get to in a minute, but that happened. So Janet started. Oh, Janet was the one who first contracted it, and then she brought it back with Hank, and then of course with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Hank and Hope having worked so hard to bring Janet back, and then Hope being on the other side as per the movie goes, and then all that stuff kind of happening. So yeah, no, so that was the cause of it. So yeah, I do kind of somewhat expect that is not an official kind of rule or aspect of the quantum realm, but it's literally something random and fun that they came up with that they then managed to work into the story, or rather work. Oh yeah, like work into the story, because I think they wanted to do Marvel Zombies, but then obviously to actually introduce the plague, you'd have to actually come up with a reason that it actually got there in the first place. I think maybe they just kind of like used the audience's lack of awareness and the thus far lack of exploration within the quantum realm to actually introduce that, oh yeah, okay, so now the quantum realm has like a zombie virus in it that people can contract and everything. So So there's that. So yeah, so then that happens. So then and then the episode opens with Bruce, like the Hulk, after being beaten the crap out of by Thanos. He gets, gets transported by Heimdall down to Earth. So then yes, I mean, Heimdall would be dead. Heimdall died just right after that. Loki would be dead. Thor would be the only one left alive. Thor would be the only one left alive. Yeah, he would be the only one left alive. But then, but then the ending though, the ending showed Thanos having constructed all the stones except for the Mind Stone. The Mind Stone was the only one missing because then the Avengers had it. But then he had all the other stones by the time he got to Wakanda, and then he was there with zombies. But then he was also a zombie. So yeah, but then he never went to Earth until he got the Mind Stone. Like even in the movie, he went from the ship, I think he went to nowhere. He went to Vormir, and then to Titan. He went to Titan. He fought them on Titan, and then that was it. He never went to Earth, which from this episode we know, where, I mean, at least the majority of this episode takes place with the zombie virus being on Earth. But then he never went to Earth. So then he never went to Earth until then. Then as soon as he got to Earth, he was overpowered by zombies. Because then, if Thanos, even with all the stones, can still get overpowered by zombies, then this is just one fucking OP zombie virus. It's just like a really OP zombie kind of zombie apocalypse too. So yeah, I don't know how that actually plays into it. I mean, unless the virus somehow made its way out of Earth and across the universe too. Maybe if other planets were infected, maybe if nowhere was infected, or maybe if there were zombies on Titan and he had to fight his own zombie fight people, maybe. Because it's not an Earth-based virus. It's not in the quantum realm, and the quantum realm is an advanced place. But so then, I don't know. Yeah, maybe somehow the virus made its way off of Earth somehow, and then to other planets, or I don't know. But yeah, because unless that happened, then I can't really see a way for it to reach Thanos while he's in space. And then again, unless he actually makes it to Earth and to Wakanda before the Avengers do, and then he somehow gets infected with it. Yeah, but then Thanos is like Hulk too. Thanos is meant to have impenetrable skin too, so Hulk didn't fall only because he has impenetrable skins. But then, so then Thanos should have that same kind of thing, and also he has assuming he gets there once he only has one stone left to go, he could easily already, even without the Mind Stone, he could easily use those 5 stones alone to actually snap them away, or to actually do something to obliterate them or something. So there's no way that Thanos himself would actually be overpowered by that unless he was infected before he got to Wakanda. Unless he was infected before he got there. So then I think because of that, maybe it's maybe somehow the virus reached outer space, reached other planets, and maybe Titan was infected, and maybe he actually went to Titan to get the other stones. But then, that's the thing. So then, how would he get the other stones then? Because I think Doctor Strange had the Time Stone. And we saw from the beginning, Doctor Strange was transformed really fucking early too. So how would he have the Time Stone? And then the Guardians too. We don't even know the status of the Guardians. If the Guardians survived this kind of threat too, maybe if people, because then they would be on Nowhere. They would have gone to Nowhere, and then maybe if Nowhere was infected, maybe if Nowhere was infected, that would happen. So yeah, I don't know. At one of these places, either he got, I don't know, somehow it doesn't try to make sense of it. But I think either he got infected before he got to Earth, or maybe he actually got infected once he got to Earth. But then if that was the case, then he shouldn't have, because then he would easily use the Infinity Stones. Even at their bare minimum kind of power, he would use them to actually blast back the zombie horde and try and do something. And then him being of a similar strength and power status to the Hulk, even without the stones, or even better than the Hulk, because he still have his combat skills. He should be able to overpower any zombies. So yeah, I don't know. Part of me feels like it's mostly just for the shock factor, or the appearance of a zombie Thanos. Like normal kind of regular Thanos is bad enough, and especially with 5 out of 6 Infinity Stones. But then zombie Thanos with Infinity Stones, do you see what I mean? And for a fact, zombie Thanos would know to use the stones too. And I think, yeah, that is one thing that got me. Like these zombies were actually just too smart for my liking. These zombies were too smart for my liking, especially the superhero versions of the zombies. Because, like, zombies, it's like, especially when the first set came in, like Strange, Tony and Wong, when they first came in as zombies, and then zombie Iron Man was actually flying about in a suit. Like, I don't even know how a zombie would know to do that. How a zombie would actually know to operate it. Because I mean, to be fair, it is still them. Like, I mean, it is still their minds that the virus has actually overtaken. So maybe, I don't know, maybe if it's advanced enough, maybe it can still kind of access some kind of knowledge and move about. And I think maybe that's like the mutation. So maybe the mutation itself isn't just control, but it's actually using their past memories on how they lived and how they operated to actually move around the way they do. So, like, Falcon was flying, Iron Man was flying around. Wong and Strange were doing their magic stuff too, but I mean, they were doing it strategically too, like Bruce trying to run away, and then Wong actually opening a portal in front of him, trying to eat him and stuff. Like, them using powers, but also using powers in a smart way, kind of defeats the purpose of them being dumbass, hungry zombies and everything. So I don't know. It just, like at some point it's like, okay, I mean, on the one hand it's scary, but on the other hand it's just like, okay, these zombies are actually surprisingly smart. They actually know what to do to catch on to their thing. I think maybe just like they're them just kind of being like adaptive, or like I think like apex predators. I think apex is like adapting to like pretty much every new kind of obstacle or threat that comes your way. So just them being that way, just Yeah, so Tony, Strange, and Wong were the first ones we met, but then the backstory did show us how the virus came to be, and then also how like the Avengers were the first ones there. So I think there was like Cap, there was Black Widow. So these motherfuckers killed Black Widow again. Marvel just loves killing Black. I don't know what Marvel has against Natasha Romanoff. They just love killing her off. They love killing her off first, like going off a cliff, then having her being killed by Yellow Jacket Hank Pym, and now succumbing to the zombie apocalypse. So there was him, there was Cap, there was Black Widow, Hawkeye was there, and I think Black Panther too, and maybe Iron Man. But they were overpowered too. They were overpowered fairly quickly too. And I think, I mean, like if these guys can withstand Ultron bots, like a whole swarm of Ultron bots in Age of Ultron, then I see no reason why they can't actually stand a chance against like a zombie horde. Like, just seeing the Avengers being able to be, overpowered by the zombies is just, it's disheartening to say the least. It's disheartening to say the least. But that was them, and then that was them. So I mean, like we had no status on the Guardians, and we didn't even have any Guardians in this either. No, none of that, because if this is meant to be kind of, like pulling like a plot twist kind of carry on off of Infinity, because I think this is also like an original story being spawned from a pre-existing story too. So Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Avengers Infinity War being melded together, but then actually spawning off into a separate spin-off for Marvel Zombies too. So actually, which I think makes sense too, because I think there's only really so far they can go to be original for this kind of adaptation. But then I think actually working it off of like pre-existing kind of material too actually does somewhat make it easier. Like, and also I think it might make it easier for the like to have certain characters interacting too. Which I mean, I think like it being a what if, it means that it shouldn't be too hard to make things work. Like so similar to the Avengers dying, like the Avengers being assassinated kind of episode back in episode 3. Like that one was I mean that one was building off of pre-existing material. So I think it's meant to be meant to like it's them trying to do original stories, but still kind of basing it off of stuff that kind of basing it off of, or at least building off of stuff that's already happened in the MCU, so that way people can actually recognize it a little bit better. So it works because of that. So then I think those ones were the dead ones. And then we had the survivors. We had the survivors, which were Bruce, but I mean Bruce being Bruce, and Bruce being saved by the Hulk, he was there. And then Winter Soldier 2, Bucky. I mean, but Bucky having like the metal arm, he just he would easily be able to use that to actually fend off any bites or anything, and stuff. So that was cool to him. He was there. And then we had Okoye, Danai Gurira as Okoye returning with her mighty spear and her Dora Milaje, grace and poise and badassery, so she was here. Spider-Man, obviously Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Peter. He definitely had like a Columbus from Zombieland vibe, like at least like in the first kind of act of the episode, like him kind of listing out all the rules and everything. So he had actually like a list of like kind of Zombieland rules, like not exactly like Zombieland, but then adaptive to their own kind of mythos for the Marvel zombies and everything. So rule 1 was wearing a long sleeve. So then like if too much skin is exposed, then that gives zombies all the more kind of area to actually expose you and attack you and everything. So long sleeve, and then hygiene too. So you have to actually they're attracted to the smell of human flesh, then you have to actually keep yourself clean and actually wash up any pheromones and everything. So not sure if that's specifically. I think pheromone. Because I think you can still smell. I guess if it obviously you soap and shampoo, when you have a shower and everything. So then I think the fragrance then masks the human stuff too. So yeah, I guess that would work. Yeah, because then I was thinking more like, oh, maybe just make yourself unattractive to them. Like maybe actually, like cover yourself in grease or slime or muck. So then that's like, or like if you're gonna go for the Walking Dead thing, then actually cover yourself in Walker guts or something. But then as we saw here, that still doesn't really make things much easier. So actually keep yourself clean, mask your hormones, mask your pheromones with fragrances and stuff that'll kind of mask and like cover up any kind of human pheromones that zombies might smell. To do that, and then of course with Bucky in the shower, he has the advantage of the metal armor and everything. So there's that, and then headshots too. Aim for the head. Always aim for the head. So that's like the more obvious one. You destroy the brain, and then that takes out the zombie for good. So that's that. And then we had Kurt too. Kurt was a survivor. Kurt, I think Kurt is a side character. I think as soon as I saw David S. March's name in the opening credits, I thought, okay, he's played Kurt in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think in Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. So yes, I think that's logically speaking, that's the only character he can really return as. But I thought if anything, it might be like a flashback as to how Luis and Kurt and the other guy actually died off with Scott. Maybe if Scott died, then maybe they died off with him, or maybe they just maybe them being normal civilians, maybe they died off and Scott watched his friend, Scott lost his friends that way. But then no, chances are they Luis and the other guy still died. But then Kurt was the only other survivor, so then Kurt was actually involved in this in like a more kind of co-survivor kind of way, so he was cool. Kurt was very cool in this, just constantly calling out the Baba Yaga. So Kurt was here. And then Hope as well. Hope was here. Hope was the Wasp. So she was the I think she was the one survivor with some actual kind of guilt over what she did. Like her even addressing it. She was so obsessed with bringing her mother back, but she never actually considered she never actually. To be fair, though, you can't really blame her because it's the quantum realm, but you wouldn't really expect a zombie virus of all things to be living down there. You would not expect that to be one of the things that's actually down there. Weird creatures that will devour you and stuff. Sure, and I think even if it is like an interdimensional virus, you wouldn't expect it to be like a zombie one. I think now after watching the Suicide Squad, when I think of an interdimensional virus, I think of what Polka Dot Man had with the polka dots growing all over him and him having to release them and everything. So I think of that. But a zombie virus, just to me, doesn't really seem like it. Just seems so much more human and Earth based than it does kind of sci-fi and everything. It's still sci-fi to some extent, but I think it doesn't really strike me as something coming from another dimension as much as it does something being spawned in a lab on Earth out of some kind of science experiment gone wrong or something. So you can't. I don't really think you can fully blame her for that, but yeah, no. But yeah, she had some kind of survivor's guilt to some extent, so that was that. And yeah, one thing I almost forgot to mention is the cape. We didn't get Doctor Strange as a human hero. We got the cape instead. The cape of levitation was an absolute, just it's definitely counted as a survivor and an absolute hero in this. The cape came in, it saved Banner from all the zombie heroes and managed to actually save him from them. And then it came through, and then Peter wore the cape one point in the actual spider, so he actually wore the cape at some point. So I feel like that may be some kind of offhanded reference to Spider-Man No Way Home too, him working with Strange. Maybe he actually tries on the cape in the movie. Maybe the cape actually gets flown off of maybe the cape actually gets flown off of Doctor Strange at some point, and maybe he actually attaches to Peter instead, or maybe Peter just kind of tries it on and sees how it looks, and maybe that's like an offhand reference to that. So the cape did bits. The cape came in. The cape did bits. The cape actually did some good work as an actual heroic supporting character. So the cape was cool. So then they finally, then the train station, they make it there, and then we lose Happy, and Happy has like his own kind of Iron Man like repulsor glove thing that he just goes like blam blam blam. He actually makes the sound effects when he's firing them up, and I love that even right before he dies, as he's actually being dragged across the way, he's still like going like blam 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 across the front thing, and then like in the horizon too, one last like before he gets dragged into the darkness forever, he still just gets like one final blam in right before he gets bitten and eaten and everything. So him just kind of happy being alive, I think does make some sense, does make some kind of sense to you. I think I mean it would have been hard for him to watch Tony and maybe even Pepper actually dying to the thing too, but I think he. I don't know. I think a lot of the time, like with these stories too, when you see characters losing the ones that they love, and when you watch those characters watching people that they love, like a lot of the time you have them being dragged away by just by the hands, by the feet, by the shoulders, whatever. Like you see them being dragged away as they kind of fight to actually. Like to try and save the ones they're losing, so I think I'm wondering like if in a lot of these cases you had that too, like heroes being dragged away from their loved ones because it was too late, and then them not being able to save them. I think for Happy, it might have been a case of that too, or maybe he didn't even see Tony die. Maybe he just saw kind of like zombie Tony in the suit, and then he ran away, and then he got saved or something. So yeah, I think I can imagine the cape doing a lot of the saving. I can imagine the cape doing a lot of that. I can imagine the cape literally going around investigating all these places, trying to find all these heroes, and then actually like wrapping itself around the ones that have a higher chance of surviving, and then actually kind of flying off with them as they watch their loved ones kind of succumbing to the zombie horde. I can definitely like imagine that happening. So yeah. But yeah, so we had that. We had the train station. So we lost Happy and stuff. And then I think Happy was actually like the only one we lost in that sense. But then we had Falcon coming in, and he was fighting Winter Soldier, and then Hawkeye was there too. And then he kind of did his thing. And then Sharon. We lost Sharon on the train too. We lost Sharon on the train to Captain America, and then and then Bucky, like his final line to Cap being, "I'm sorry, pal. I guess this is the end of the line." Just Marvel pulls emotional stops. They know how to pull emotional stops out, and they never fail in that regard. So if they were going to bring back any iconic Bucky line, then it had to be that one. That was the end of the line. Him watching his childhood best friend having been taken from him by the zombie virus, and then finally having to kill him after he killed Sharon and stuff. So yeah, that was the end of the line. A zombie apocalypse was the end of the line, which I think you know what, it speaks volumes in terms of friendship. Not even like Thanos can take anything away from them apart from in the movie, but then now a zombie apocalypse is what actually draws the line out. So yeah. And then I think Wasp did to Thanos what Wasp did to zombie Sharon what people theorized or hoped that Ant-Man would do. I mean, with Ant-Man it was more going through his ass and then expanding through there, but then with Sharon it was actually her flying through her open mouth and then expanding from the inside. But I think generally speaking, people have accepted, it's any orifice, any kind of open kind of orifice in the body, it would be fine. But then more just other people with trickier and sneakier and more explicit minds have then said, you know what, let's make it the Earth, let's make it his anus, let's make it his anus and then name it the Thanos. Let's just do that, like have him fly through Thanos' anus for whatever reason and then have him explode and have him enlarge that way. So she did that. Marvel actually then canonized like an actual minimizing hero doing that, minimizing then expanding from inside of an enemy. So she did that, and then she was covered in Sharon. She was covered in zombie Sharon after that. And then, of course, it was revealed after that that she actually had a cut on her shoulder where, especially after that, she assuming she got the cut before going inside, then by expanding she had then just allowed more of that kind of bacteria to enter her body, so then she was transforming and everything. So I think the one thing that annoys me about, one of few things that annoys me about that, right, is that, Scott is then later revealed to be alive, but then Scott never got to see her again. Scott literally never got to see, Hope again. He never got to see human Hope again. Like, Hope died thinking that Scott did. Hope died thinking Scott died that day back in the lab because of what she did, because of what she brought back with her. She died thinking that Scott died because of her mistakes, and then Scott never got to see Hope again. So, Scott maybe is kind of, and especially like Scott seeing zombie Hope again. He must have kind of presumed that would be her down. He must have presumed that was her fate anyway. But I think he never really expected to actually see it again in like an enlarged form as well. So he actually then, on the way out of the base, he then actually sees zombie Hope enlarged and actually trying to grab their plane and everything. So yeah, so Hope dies thinking that Scott's dead because of her mistakes, and then Scott spends years, possibly even months, actually or weeks even, based on the movies, actually thinking that Hope died somewhere out there, and then he just, was reduced to a head in a jar. So yeah, and then Scott was a head in a jar. He was a head in a fucking jar. So yeah, and yeah, he was funny. He still found time to be funny. He said his way of processing trauma was dad jokes and puns. So essentially what Liam Duke would be like in times of the apocalypse, just just dad jokes and puns, just throwing those out and then using humor as a coping mechanism and everything. So yeah. But yeah, poor Rudd. Just I think there was no way you could have anyone. There was no way you could have anyone but poor Rudd voicing that, voicing the character in this kind of a story. Like, poor Rudd would be the actual absolute perfect kind of voice acting kind of casting for that role, for this kind of story. So I am very glad they brought him back for this, and then Evangeline Lilly, they brought her back for Wasp, so that was really cool. So that was fun. So he was posting for, and he was missing Hank too. He didn't really know Janet that well, but I think he kind of hoped that their first introduction wouldn't be her eating him and actually chomping on his flesh and everything. But then he missed Hank and he missed Hope. Undeniably, he missed Hope. So they never got to see each other again. They literally never got to see each other again. And then when they did, it was finally too late. So yeah. And yeah, easily one of my favourite things about the episode. Peter and Hope. I think this story, and the survivors they gave us friendships and interactions, and like we never got in the movies, but also we would only ever hope to see in like fan theories or fan fiction or something. So I think this episode, I think What If is essentially like canonized fan fiction to me. Like, literally, the way I see it at this point is that What If is essentially just canonized MCU fan fiction. It's canonized Marvel fan fiction, not just MCU, but canonized Marvel fan fiction. So with this one, and I think, fan fiction is what, kind of gives us the opportunity to see characters interact in ways that we wouldn't see in the movies, or ways that we couldn't see in the movies. So that really is what actually gives us the opportunity to actually have these kinds of friendships and interactions. And Peter and Hope, Peter Parker and Hope Van Dyne, is a friendship so full of love and hope, and it's like mutual survivorship, that just it feels so good. It feels so good to see, and it feels so like wholesome to see, and Hope, especially like Hope and Peter actually getting along and communicating and actually having that history behind them. And albeit only a few weeks worth of history, but still literally a case of in desperate times you kind of turn to the ones you kind of you turn to who you can get and everything. So there's that whole thing. But even when she's infected, and even once she's infected and everything, and then her and Peter have that kind of heartfelt speech, and she's like, how do you keep doing it? How do you keep smiling? How do you keep yourself so upbeat and everything? And then Peter gives out that speech, and I think that is also. He mentioned Uncle Ben too. I don't think we've actually heard him mention Uncle Ben in the MCU before. I think there was like a very, very kind of indirect reference in Homecoming where he actually mentioned that Aunt May, she's lost all this, she's been through so much, so I can't really put her through this kind of danger again. So I think he did kind of make some kind of indirect kind of reference to her then. But this is now the official, actual name drop we've had for Uncle Ben in this. And I think, of course, like, this isn't the mainstream MCU. This is just like an alternate timeline. So I think that kind of, I mean, it can and should still count because it's still the exact same characters in just in like a different timeline and everything. So there's that. But yeah, no. So yeah, I think that was the first Uncle Ben reference we've had. But then he mentioned his parents. He mentioned Uncle Ben. He mentioned Tony Stark. But then he didn't mention Aunt May until the very end. So I was like, oh, maybe Aunt May. I mean, if Aunt May lived, she would be with them. But then she's not with them. But then he hasn't mentioned Aunt May. But then he actually did finally mention Aunt May. Like, oh, Aunt May says, or at least Aunt May used to say. And then he recites her words of wisdom and stuff, and you know, you got to keep smiling, and then you got to keep smiling for other people. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he mentioned like, oh, you got to keep smiling, for other people who can't smile for themselves, and stuff like that. So then, like, him departing those kinds of words onto Hope is just really, really beautiful to see. And then Hope actually just kind of like him and Hope sharing hope, him and Hope actually trying to remain optimistic and trying to stay strong for each other and everything. And then even, you know, as she walks across the field of zombies with the remaining Avengers in her hands, then she puts them down and she's like, you know, you keep smiling for me, okay, kiddo, you keep smiling for me. And then she finally falls down. Just, yeah, Peter and Hope, again, that's a friendship. That is a friendship right there that I'm very glad that What If actually provided for us. So yeah, Peter Parker and Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp and Spider-Man. So then, yeah, we get to the final base, Camp Lehigh, which was where Steve was trained. So that kind of, I think that was the base that they actually got the signal from, where a cure or something was being developed. So then they went there, and then they saw Vision. They met Vision, and Vision, obviously being like an android, he does not have any part of him that zombies are hungry for or would like to eat. But you know, he's managed to actually keep a safe place up and running and everything. And then after that, it's revealed. I mean, I don't know if what he said about the actual mind stuff and the mind stone and like the zombies kind of aversion to it was true. I mean, it may as well have been true, but then of course, like the truth was then later revealed that, you know, he actually had the Scarlet Witch turned into a zombie. She turned into a zombie, and she still had her powers. I think that's the one kind of OP zombie I can actually get with Zombie Wanda using her powers. You know, she's fully within her right to use powers to trap and draw enemies and then humans towards her. She's fully within her right to do so. So that was that. But you know, Zombie Wanda, she turned, and then Vision couldn't bring himself to kill her, because even in this universe he loves her. Even as a zombie he loves her. So he locked her up and said he locked her up behind like a glass window, like a glass door, which she then used her powers and easily broke out of. But I think she broke out because I don't think she ever actually saw T'Challa. T'Challa was actually clearly like off in another curtained off room. So I think Vision then made sure that she actually never saw another human, because then it was once she actually saw Bucky, her powers actually activated, and then she actually sensed another organic being in her line of sight and within her kind of range of detection and everything. But then, you know, like the Vision made sure to actually keep T'Challa away in like a curtained off kind of section of that same kind of place. But then, like, her first time seeing like a human in likely weeks, and as a zombie too, then she then finally activates her powers and wants to go for the meal herself and everything. So there was that. But then, yeah, I think you know, T'Challa was with the Avengers when they first responded to the zombie threat, and then he said that Vision came in and he thought he was saving him, but then Vision, I think, amputated his leg and then fed that to Wanda. So Vision has just been luring people. Like, I mean, T'Challa was the only one we saw, but then Bruce did say, like, you know, you've been luring innocent people here just to feed Wanda, just to feed zombie Wanda. So he realized he couldn't cure her. So then, because then her powers were too resistant. You mentioned how her powers are like resistant to any form of treatment. So then his only option was then to actually lock her up and keep her fed and keep her kind of hunger at bay and everything. So then he fed her T'Challa's leg. So that was that. But then, yeah, no. So Yeah, no, so Zombie Wanda, Zombie Wanda, I think, yeah, Zombie Wanda was like the one OP kind of zombie with her powers. She was the one ultimately OP zombie that they actually had to fight back against, and then she killed Kurt, and then Zombie, and then Vision tried to actually bury her under Camp Lehigh, and then Vision did the Thanos thing to himself. Vision actually Vision, he suicided in the most Thanos way possible. He actually, like reenacting Thanos doing it, but to him, he ripped his own Mind Stone out. He actually ripped his own kind of brain out and killed himself that way. And it looked nearly the same. It looked nearly like near enough the same. Like just like with one gaping hole in his forehead and actually ripping the Mind Stone out and everything. So he except in his case, like it's still within that frame. Like with Thanos, he just kind of crushed everything and then took the stone out, and then it looked like a giant chunk of Mind Stone. But then with Vision, he actually took out the frame and the like kind of forehead bracket that was in that it was in too. So his was a lot messier and a lot more kind of desperate and stuff. So yeah. So then that was a trip, and then finally they make it out of Camp Lehigh and past Zombie Hope and everything, and they fly away and everything. So then yeah, literally all we have left. Literally, I mean, Hulk is back there fighting Zombie Wanda. So I think that God knows how long he's gonna last. And then finally he comes out. Finally, he actually manages. I think it's because he still wants to. I think in that case, I think it's also because he still wants to stay alive too. Like he knows that the only way to actually keep himself alive and to keep Banner alive is to then transform and try and use his impenetrable skin against the zombies and actually make sure that they don't get infected. So then that's like a plus. And then he then actually ends up then fighting Zombie Wanda too. So I think the fact that they didn't actually show us that fight playing out means that he then just kind of. We're probably meant to trust that he just kind of somehow just keeps fighting Wanda forever and ever and ever, because then there's no way that the Hulk could overpower Scarlet Witch. So then, they just keep fighting and he still keeps withstanding her stuff. I mean, unless she then uses her powers to break him, like she nearly broke Thanos in Endgame 2. Maybe she actually lifts him up in the air and actually starts kind of, doing some kind of thing, or like twisting his arm or doing something like that. Then. In that case, then, unless she uses her powers to rip him apart, then there's no way that, he would ever actually die. So then it would just be like an ongoing battle between them, and then him kind of still kind of throwing zombies off his shoulders and everything. So there's that whole thing. So Hulk is the only one who can actually then withstand Wanda and stuff. So then that's that. But then the only survivors we have left, Avengers-wise, are Scott in the jar with the cape, and Spider-Man and T'Challa. So then, yeah, that final scene. So yeah, and I think that final scene, like them finally having a moment to themselves, them finally having a another moment of calm too, and them kind of talking about everyone they've lost and everything that's happened, and even Peter being like, last week Tony recruited him to be an Avenger, and now he's watched almost like more than half of them die. Like he was recruited onto the team like no more than a week ago, and now at this point he's watched like over half of them die, and there's very few of them left and everything. And then of course they brought back T'Challa's line. I thought they would go for the full thing. They kind of adapted it for this episode too. But I think for the most part, it started off the exact same way too. Like in my culture, death is not the end. They brought back that line. They brought back that line of him talking about death just being a stepping off point, and running through the fields with Bust and everything. So I think again they adapted it. They adapted it for this one scene. Like in the end, they'll still be in the end they'll still be with us, and they'll never be forgotten, and we'll never forget who they were and everything. So I love that was Chadwick Boseman's last line in this, and I think if this is his last episode in What If this is his official last episode in What If, then I am so much I'm so much more happy that was his last line in the MCU, him reassuring people that, no matter who you lose, no matter how you lose them, they'll always be with you in the end, and they'll never be forgotten. Him actually kind of reiterating that iconic kind of T'Challa line and everything. So I mean, I think because I've been avoiding spoilers, I've not heard if there are any other episodes where Chadwick is actually booked in to play T'Challa or Black Panther. But then if there isn't, and if this was his official last kind of appearance in the MCU, then my God, I personally could not think of a better ending than that. I could not think of a better ending, a better exit line than that. I could not think of a better exit line than that. So yeah. Oh God, yeah. I'm gonna be crying after this, aren't I? But yeah, no, just absolutely well done. He nailed it. He nailed this episode too, and I think this one being very, very different to what Black Panther was, he absolutely nailed this, and really kind of, and they still managed to keep him alive too. They still managed to keep him alive too, even in the wake of a zombie apocalypse. He was missing one leg, or at least like missing one kind of calf. Like he still had his like knees and his thigh left, but still just kind of missing like half a leg and everything. So although I think the calf still counts as most of the leg, so yeah, I don't know. Either way, he still has most of him left, and he still managed to survive. But then, of course, unless I don't know, maybe if once they get to Wakanda, if there are any Wakandan survivors left, then maybe they can hook him up with a vibranium leg. I mean, if they can get Bucky a vibranium arm, then they can absolutely get T'Challa a vibranium leg and everything. So that would be cool. I think, but then I wonder, like because the suit's nanotech, maybe I don't know. I think that probably wouldn't work. No, because then the suit is still a suit; it still covers what's already there. So I think even if it is nanotech, I mean, yeah, because then, but then Vision. Vision is made of vibranium, but then I was gonna say then, because then how would he have actually gotten the leg off unless he took the suit off first? Because then you can't cut through vibranium. But then Vision himself is vibranium, so he would have actually been able to cut through it, and then that would still be a thing. So yeah, and then the suit is still the suit, so the suit covers what's already there, but it doesn't actually create more. So then I think the suit itself wouldn't be able to actually kind of form a leg around form like a leg covering around a leg that's no longer there. So yeah, and again, so then once they get to Wakanda, maybe then any survivors there can actually help, and hopefully Shuri. I mean, I don't know if Shuri's still alive. I think if Shuri was still alive, not only would she be in this episode, but then she'd also be friends with Peter. Peter and Shuri being friends is already like an established kind of fan canon, like a fan theory, headcanon type thing. So if Shuri was still alive, she would be here first and foremost. But then, unless her and Okoye were separated, but then even if they weren't, then she would be here, and then she would definitely be best friends with Peter Parker. So that would be a thing. But then yeah, I mean, unless they were separated in Wakanda, and then maybe Shuri is kind of like one of the few Wakandan survivors left over, so then she can actually help come up with help create like a leg for T'Challa. So then that's that. But anyway, T'Challa, if this is his final appearance in the MCU as a whole, just overall, then may he continue to rest in peace, and his performance, his time, and his grace and his hard work as T'Challa, the King of Wakanda, the Black Panther, he will never be forgotten. He will never be forgotten. He has done what no one else in live action has ever actually done before. He's brought the Black Panther and T'Challa to the screen in such a beautiful and graceful and just a badass way, and he's done it in a way that no one will forget. So hopefully he hopefully he finished like his work on this project in a way that he was happy with, and in a way that he was satisfied with, and in a way that he believed that the message would get across, because the message damn well did get across. So hopefully he believed in that as much as we do. But yeah, just goddamn, just wow. He really pulled it off. He really pulled it off in this one. And again, yeah, I really can't think of like a better exit for that one than this. So yeah, but yeah, no, just wow. Yeah, this was a hell of a story. And seeing us, I think, yes, it's just I think it was just running back all the different kind of death scenes in my head, watching us like watching all the survivors kind of lose each other to various zombie Avengers and various zombie people and everything. So yeah, I think, and I feel like this definitely feels like it could do with a part two just to see where it does go. I feel like a part two to this would feel somewhat more like kind of actual somewhat more satisfactory than just kind of hoping for the best, or hoping that things go their way, or maybe even just assuming that, oh, zombie Thanos with the mind with 5 of 6 Infinity Stones. I think that's like easy enough to conquer. And I think they don't have Hulk with them. They have T'Challa. They have T'Challa with 1 leg, Spider-Man, and Scott Lang in a jar with capable levitation. I really don't know how those 3 are going to fare against zombies alone, let alone a zombie Thanos. So, you know, I mean, I feel like even if we did see a part 2, it would just be watching them struggling to face off against Thanos and struggling to face off against zombie kind of people. But then part 2 would still be like, I think like me personally, I still feel like, I still kind of want to see just how they would die, or just like how they would win, even if it's by sheer luck. Maybe again, if there are Wakandan survivors that can help them, then maybe they can still do something. Maybe they can actually give. Maybe they can give T'Challa a leg, and maybe he can use that anytime a zombie tries to bite him, just instead, like, take a vibranium foot in the mouth or something. Then that's the thing, and then he maybe fights the zombies, and then maybe Spider-Man and Scott Lang actually try and face off against them. I mean, I don't know what Scott Lang can do, because he can't minimize anymore. He can't be any smaller now than he already is. He's literally just a head in a jar. He's literally just like a head in a jar, like in Futurama. I think there was like an episode of Futurama where they had like all those heads in a jar on like a shelf or something. So, heads in individual jars. That is. I think he's like a Futurama head in a jar with the capable limitations, and then he can do. I mean, he could do that. He could just like wrap around Thanos's kind of. He could wrap around Thanos's face to cover that up, and then Spider-Man could actually try and fight to actually get the gauntlet off him. And this time, no Peter Quill. So he would actually be able to get it off this time and actually use that, and maybe use that, and then put the Mind Stone in, and then actually that time, and then this time actually use the stones and the glove to actually try and undo all of this. Maybe actually use that to kind of like cure. Maybe, I mean, the Infinity Stones have to be a cure. If anything could be a cure for this, then the Infinity Stones have to be cured. The combined power of all 6 Infinity Stones could easily cure all of the Avengers in one fell swoop. So yeah. I think I was just thinking about what happened to Bucky. I mean, I think Bucky might have died again. Bucky, because I thought, right, when she had him lifted up in the air and levitating, and she used her powers, I thought, oh, maybe she's gonna rip his arm off, because like the metal arm he has is the one defense he has against any potential bites or any potential kind of infection method. So then I thought, oh, maybe she might rip the arm off and then drop him down to the floor, so then that way he only has a gun, he's lost the shield. And seeing Bucky with the shield too, seeing Bucky did like this Bucky with the actual Captain America shield was really, really cool. That was like, seeing him using that was super cool. So then if she takes away the arm and then throws that away into the distance, but then actually drops him down after that, then he has nothing left. He literally just has, he's that much more organic and human for them to feast on. So then he only has a gun, and the shield is gone too. So he only has that. So then I thought that was what she was going to do, but then no, she just literally picks him up and actually just tosses him off into the distance, up into quite deadly high altitude, and then he just kind of falls into this. I think a fall from that distance, I mean, a fall of that, being thrown at that, with that force and at that speed, and then actually going that high and then coming down again, he would, I can kind of see him dying from that. I can actually see him dying from that alone. I mean, unless he still had the shield, so unless he can use that to actually kind of take the brunt of the damage, because I think Cap jumped out of a building from God knows how many stories, and then he still managed to use the shield to absorb the brunt of the damage before he got back up again. So I think Bucky could do the same thing there, and he has the metal arm too. Any damage, any force or damage that still makes it through the shield can still be absorbed by his arm. So he has options. He has options if he does survive. So I think this is why I think we need a part 2 as well. Maybe if Hulk does find a way to contain or defeat Wanda even temporarily, then maybe he can do that, and then maybe he can actually use that to get back to Wakanda with the others, and he can help fight them. And then maybe if Bucky survives, then maybe he can find his way back to them. So then it could be maybe then it could be right, Black Panther and Winter Soldier versus the zombies, them taking on the zombies, and then working together to actually take down the zombies. Black Panther with a new vibranium leg actually working with Winter Soldier with Bucky to take down the zombies, and then Hulk and Scott Lang with the cape and Spider-Man working to disarm Thanos. that is how it would happen. So Hulk and so the cape covering the face, Scott with the cape covering the face, and then Hulk actually holding his arms and legs back, maybe, or actually just continuing, or pinning him down to the ground, maybe. And then Spider-Man actually using his strength to actually pull off the gauntlet, and then he does that, and then maybe Hulk actually, and then maybe Hulk actually puts the stones up, puts the gauntlet on, and then they put the Mind Stone in, and then he snaps his fingers. That is how this could be resolved. That is actually how this could be resolved in a part 2. And I mean, it sounds like a fairly solid enough idea for a part 2 there, but then Marvel writers are professional writers and stuff, so I think they would know, like, it's up to them whether or not they do a part 2, and then even if they do a part 2, then it's up to them how they continue it. So yeah, you know, I'm just a fan with some ideas. So yeah, I'm just me. So yeah. But no, I mean, even if this doesn't get a part 2, it's still a great story. It's still a great part 1. It's still a great kind of solo thing. And I think this whole kind of show is meant to be like a series of anthology stories. So that like it's meant to be one and done kind of stories that may or may not kind of leave on loose ends or closed kind of, or like on open ends and stuff. So it's complete up to them how they move forward with it. But yeah. So yeah, once again, that's it. That's I think that's everything I've written down. I even mentioned some stuff that I didn't write down that I just kind of remembered from my head. So very fun story. I think there were like some plot holes here and there that you can't really kind of deny or that don't make a lot of sense. But I think regardless, it's still definitely an episode and a story you can enjoy. And I think it's like, you know, I think maybe even readers of the original Marvel Zombies comics run might even be satisfied with this and how they pulled it off. I think I definitely have to go check out. I mean, I say check out. I definitely have to add Marvel Zombies to the already long list of comics that I've yet to explore and yet to actually kind of discover. In my time now, so I definitely have to add Marvel Zombies to that list. I just recently added Shang-Chi after watching the movie. I just added Shang-Chi to that list after watching the movie and loving it to bits and pieces. And now I've got to add. I mean, I knew about Marvel Zombies before too. I think like Marvel Zombies and Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe were the two kind of wackier ones that I actually knew about. So then it's kind of been on my mind for a while now. Like, oh, maybe I should check it out. Maybe it's actually worth exploring. And then we saw Marvel Zombies in the trailer, and I was like, okay, they're adapting this then. So, but now I definitely I feel like I should definitely add that to my comics to-do list as well. So great, just more comics I've yet to read, just more fucking comics, and then I have little to no time to actually read them. So yeah, life's great, life's really fun. So yeah, as of so far, those are all the thoughts I can muster up after like an initial viewing of the episode. So that was really fun, and bleak as well. I think you know, it's cool to see Marvel doing something as kind of differentially sci-fi as zombies too, as an actual zombie apocalypse kind of thing. That's really cool. I think we had Dana. I mean Okoye being voiced by Dana Gurira here too. So now she's been in 2 zombie properties too. She was, you know, beyond badass as Michonne in The Walking Dead, and now she's able to bring some of that experience over here to the Marvel universe too, and even using her stuff to actually slice Falcon right in half too, like she easily would have done with the samurai sword too. So that was really cool. And I think Okoye, we didn't lose Okoye, did we? Did we? No, I think. What happened to Okoye? I actually can't remember what happened to Okoye. I don't think we lost her. I don't remember. At least I don't remember losing her. I think I need to go back and watch it. I need to go back and actually see what happened to Okoye, because I think she reunited with T'Challa. She was definitely there when T'Challa was revealed to be alive. She definitely reunited with T'Challa, but then I can't remember if she actually, and then Kurt was pulled in by Wanda's magic after the doors opened up. So I can't remember if maybe Okoye was pulled in after him, or maybe if she was actually left behind in the rubble. Maybe if Vision buried Wanda with her with Okoye inside there as well. Maybe if that happened or something. But I genuinely can't remember like what happened to her. But then she definitely wasn't on the plane at the end. So then she definitely wasn't with them. But then I can't remember if she actually died or survived. So I think I'm gonna have to actually go back and check that again. But yeah, she was great in this. Okoye was great in this, so that was fun. So I think especially not just having a selection of characters who usually wouldn't interact with each other, but then also having a selection of characters who usually are looked at as more like side character. I mean, not necessarily side characters, but still like supporting in some sense. But I think also just like I think just having like a great collection of characters who just kind of in the movies haven't really had the chance to interact, like Spider-Man and Black Panther, Spider-Man and Hope, and Hank, Hope, Happy and Sharon, and Happy and Okoye, and all these characters who, you know, are just so far apart in the movies, then actually being forced to come together in the wake of their allies' deaths in this episode was really fun. So I'm really glad we got to see some of that. So I think, yeah, I mean, with this, I'm curious as to what other stories they could adapt either in this way or with like another dedicated Disney Plus series, or maybe even with a movie. Like, I mean, we have Deadpool come to the MCU now, so I think with Deadpool here and with the with the Fox and with the Fox property with the other Fox properties here too, I feel like at some point we could easily get like a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe thing. I think that could be a what if. That could easily be a what if in the future if they still stretch this show out to that far. Because I don't think they would even do that before the MCU Deadpool movie comes out. So then, if the show is still being pushed to be on that movie's release date, then maybe then they could actually. Because then I think it would definitely be easier to actually do that once Deadpool and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and everything are established within the MCU. So then we actually have an easier time watching him going about that quest. But then I mean, even then, I feel like it's Deadpool, so it'll be easy to pull it off nonetheless too. So then, you know, I think that would be like a more surprising episode. But I think with that being that, I feel like, you know, it wouldn't need to be that much of like a coherent kind of storyline, because like that would then definitely be a what if. Because then I think you can't really have that being as kind of canon within mainstream without affecting the mainstream. So I feel like that alone would be more of like an actual kind of ideal what if scenario too. Like Marvel Zombies and Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe would be like ideal kind of what if kind of episodes to have. So I guess we'll see. But now I also might kind of have a look at like what other weirder and wackier and kind of more extravagant stories Marvel has done in the comics and see what else could be adapted, and also checking up on those comics to see what they're all about. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. I think nothing really comes to mind. Just a really fun episode, a really great kind of zombie apocalypse with the Avengers, where like more than half the Avengers end up fucking dying, and then the survivors are the survivors. So yeah, if they do a part 2, then great. If they don't, then you know what, that's up to them. So yeah, but I mean, I can't get over Zombie Wonder. I mean, you know, I mean, look, right? I mean, you know. I don't know how safe it is to say, but I mean, Zombie Wonder still looked great. So Zombie Wonder still looked great, and I think she still kind of had her own power set, and she still had her own kind of abilities, and she still kind of used her powers to her advantage, and everything, which was super cool. But Zombie Wonder looked great. Zombie Wonder looked she looked great and stuff. So that whole kind of story there with Wanda and Vision being like their own little kind of subplot was really well done and really well executed and everything. So that was cool. And then I think seeing how good Zombie Wonder looked, I feel like we were just, I mean, as much as I hate seeing Natasha die over and over again in the MCU, I feel like we were also slightly robbed of Zombie Black Widow. Zombie Black Widow would have been amazing. Zombie Black Widow would have actually been amazing to watch and amazing to see. So Zombie Black Widow and Zombie Wanda side by side. You know what, right? Maybe I don't mind being eaten as much as I originally thought. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Maybe then I might just kind of volunteer. But no, you know what? I mean, they would definitely be cool to see. And I think Zombie Wanda alone was still, again, she was still badass. She was still badass and OP with her powers. So but that is pretty much all I have. That is definitely all I have. I'm just no better note to end the video off than, simping over Zombie Wanda. But no, yeah, that is pretty much all I have. So great episode, really great episode. Can't wait to see what's next in store for Marvel's What If. So yeah, that was Marvel's What If, Season 1, Episode number 5. So thank you guys, as always, so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on Marvel's What If. Once again, the full-length reaction to this episode will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is it. So, I will see you guys next time.